maybe it's a bit of both. A bit of synergy there as we will enter the draft phase. Fiora, first ban. What do you think about that?
Does that perhaps lend towards solo kill playing a tank, you have to feel? Because solo kill doesn't seem like the type of guy who will fray away from a skill matchup. Tends to like to take those head on, but I don't know, interesting. We haven't really seen Fiora prioritized at all. We've seen it one game, it was into an Aurelia and it did fine, but yeah, interesting.
Frank, they banned 2 tree champions, Maokai and Ivan, both taken off the table. So maybe they don't like the green earth, who knows? Impunity, what would the last ban be? LeBlanc would make a lot of sense. Pretender, you know, he played the likes of LeBlanc even before the Shiv kind of became meta.
Played one game of it against PSG as well and did look like the best member of the team. Okay, so LeBlanc is open.
Now, Shera could play Tristana into it again. So I think if you're Frank, might be better to just pick something else and just leave the option available to pick it either 2-3 or counter-pick with a Tristana of your own. So we'll see what they look for. Yeah, Sejuani I think could be good. You know, with that Maokai and the Vi off the table, it does feel like Sej is the best pick. And this puts Impunity, you know, do you take the LeBlanc or do you just take a blind Tristana? Could be good as well.
Yeah, Tristana definitely a blindable champ. Wouldn't hate to see it. Does look like that will be the angle they're going for. Again, Shera having a really nice game at Tristana already. So definitely know he can pilot this champion and pilot it well.
Ooh, and I wonder what jungler do you think they'll pair with this? Because a lot of the AP junglers are gone. I mean, can always play AP in other lanes, or even just balance it out with like Shiv AD and Shiv mid.
Yeah, I was thinking
it could be
you
something
go
like the Kai'Sa.
Yeah. You'd have to pick it early though. You definitely would have to go for it. If you pick AD jungler here, I think Frank just take the LeBlanc, the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, I'd like it. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think you just take Kai'Sa here. Eminem definitely can pilot that champion. We've seen him pilot it last split and this split already.
Yeah, I think if you go like, Renekton and Kai'Sa here, Jax is banned as well. You're going to put Impunity in such a tough position.
Yeah, this looks like a bit of an impossible comp. If they do take the Kai'Sa, I think if they don't, then Impunity pretty much have their draft saved because then they do get a lot of AP. I mean, in theory, you can also try and get some AP up in the top lane, the likes of Ken and Gwen. But yeah, I like this. I think you just take that Kai'Sa away.
Yeah, they've been listening to you. I would really like that draft from Frank, and I think Pretender can play a variety of different mages into Tristana. Tristana's looked very strong so far, but I don't think we've really seen anyone really try and hard counter it. There's some champs in mid, you know, more traditional control mages, likes of Azir, Cassio, Syndra. You know, they do very well against the Tristana.
That's not going to be picked, but it would be cool.
Yeah, no shot that gets picked. I think probably will be Xayah, maybe. You feel like it should be an ADC. Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, they could take the Kennen into the Renekton. It would give them the AP. I'm not sure how good it is, but we'll see.
It feels extremely dangerous to have Kennen here. Kennen up against the Renekton and Sejuani. If you are ever caught out, sort of too pushed up, you are likely to just go down.
Yeah, I think a lot of that could depend on how the mid priority ends up looking. Yeah. We will see. You know, if mid priority does go the way of Frank, would have the ability to move up towards that top side. Rakan ban, matched by Nautilus. Maybe they ban Rel here. Ooh, they ban Alistar.
Yeah, Alistar really rising in priority here in week number 2 at least.
Yeah, I think Alistar did get a buff, right? That made his ult like 2 seconds longer or something.
I think so, yeah. But again,
like, it's a buff for Silas more than anything.
True. Don't see a whole lot of Silas. I don't know if that's good. He's fun to watch, but
yeah, it doesn't feel like he's that strong right now. Last ban from Frank. What will it be? Maybe Emilio?
Yeah, Milio definitely could be a good ban. You don't know the bot lane. So there is the opportunity here for perhaps Milio Lucian.
Yeah, I feel like the Rel ban's kind of weird. I feel like it's more of a self-denial, but maybe they think that if they don't have engage with the Wukong Kennen, that Impunity's going to really struggle to find anything.
I think you can also, if you're Impunity, you could just take Leona here, which really limits the sort of supports that Kai'Sa likes to play around.
Like, Kai'Sa's running out of options. Okay. Braum. I would hate Braum.
Okay, it's locked in. I guess one thing is Braum makes it a bit harder to play Leona.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Braum it like theoretically counters what comes out, and it's good against the melees. But I feel like what happens here is if you just lock in another range carry, all your carries have to do, your Kai'Sa and whatever, is just poke from long range, and there's nothing Braum can do about it. It really is just up to that Wukong. I would love Azir. I think it's a great pick here.
Yeah, really good at denying Kennen, Wukong as well. And then just the amount of DPS that can come out of that Azir. I think Frank have got an absolute Exodia comp here.
Yeah, I think if there's any range support, I'm not sure if there's any range support that's really good with Kai'Sa, but I think if there were range support here, it could actually be good. I'm not a huge fan of range support in general, as you probably know, but I think if you can get a winning lane here and some disengage, it would be really good. Let's see what Kaiwing ends up going for. Hey, Kaiwing, he also hates range supports. Ooh.
Okay, I think that makes sense. That's pretty much the logical support to then take with Kai'Sa. But again, Braum does do well into Leona. The one thing I do want to point out in sort of Impunity's favor is that it is really, really easy for them to stack that Braum passive up.
Yeah.
They have Tristana, Xayah, Kennen's really good at it as well as Wukong. So I think that is a bonus. That is a positive, definitely. I don't know that the wall, the door, if you will, gets a whole lot of value into this comp. You could probably, I mean, if Kenny Chan uses ult incorrectly, you could block that from maybe hitting one of your carries, but even then, you probably just get blown up. But I don't know what value the door adds other than in the particular 2v2 down in bot. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely prefer Frank here. I think Azir as well added so much. The takeaway of Kai'Sa really, really improved their chances.
I definitely prefer Frank's comp as well. I think a lot of this, though, could come down to how well LJW plays on the Kennen. I think Kennen, you know, here as the solo AP and also just one of those champs that single-handedly has the potential to turn a game completely on its head. A lot of the, you know, a lot of this game, I would say the ball is in his court to really turn this game around, and also being able to survive up against the Renekton and the Sejuani. There's a lot on his shoulders.
Yeah, definitely is. I mean, do you think, what do you think about the lanes? I feel like top lane, if there is jungle attention, probably solo kill will just have pressure in that lane, because Kennen, while he's strong in team fights and stuff, and in a skirmish, especially early game, his ult doesn't do all that much damage, and I feel like Renekton Sejuani can just lock him down and kill him really, really quickly.
I think you're right. I think it depends a lot on where the jungler ends up pathing to. That's super important in a matchup where you've got, you know, Kennen versus Renekton in that top lane. I think also it does partially depend on how that mid prior goes. Kind of said it before, but I think Tristana versus Azir, Tristana should definitely get priority earlier, but I think the longer the lane goes, the better it gets for Azir. And then eventually Azir kind of gets to the point where if Tristana doesn't have lifesteal, she's just forced away from the wave, and from that point on, Kennen should feel really unsafe under the tower.
And I think the Azir against Kennen's a really, really good pick too. Just having sort of Kennen's main sort of thing that he has is his ult. So if he comes in, tries to get an ult, and you are able to use Emperor's Divide to kick him out, can mean so, so much in these team fights. But taking a look at runes, anything that sort of strikes you as unusual? Or
yeah, Biscuit's Cosmic is a little strange from the Azir. Normally you see Transcendence and Mana Flow picked up, so the Sorcery second instead. So a little surprised he went for the Biscuits. I mean, maybe just like really wants Cosmic and then kind of took Biscuits to replace Mana Flow. I'm not too sure. Color start from Shira. Not sure how I feel about that either. I feel like giving Azir a free lane is a bit of a loss condition. And I mean, I guess Cull helps you scale better, but I'm not sure how much Tristana's going to really get out of it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. He gave us a very good Trist game before.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that did come down to Arashi and how he played around Shira, but here against Kenny-chan and Pretender, definitely two strong sort of players with nameplates on, if you will, but haven't had the results yet. They're looking to now. Solo kill will be found here by LJW. Not too much damage.
LJW's got Conqueror.
Ooh.
I didn't even notice that before, but do you think that changes his build any, or do you think it's just for the lane?
I think maybe it might be something to do with how he is that soul AP. Gives him a little bit of extra damage. I think if you were doing sort of something for lane, you just take the Aerie.
Yeah, I wonder if it could also be just so he can get access to more tenacity, you know, because he has Resolve.
Yeah.
I didn't see what his runes were before, but if he has, you know, tenacity plus unflinching, gives him a lot against this Renekton Sejuani without really having to buy anything.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And runes can, I think on Kennen you have a bit of freedom when it comes to runes. You have the area obviously for lane. We've seen a lot of electrocutes when it comes to just wanting to burst out people. And then Conqueror here definitely can stack it up pretty well as Kennen. Obviously the range takes a little bit longer, but you are just so constantly able to hit abilities as well as auto attacks, especially onto a melee target. Makes sense. I think it could be more for sort of team fighting. I wouldn't expect any change-ups in the build.
Okay. Well, we'll see what he ends up going for. Mid lane, though, I mean, already feels like it's going slightly Pretender's way. Is the one getting priority at the moment and getting good trades on the Shera.
Wow.
You have to feel like a lot of that is just maybe the greed from the Cull. I don't think the lanes should go like this. Normally, if Azir invests too much mana into using Q early, he struggles to kind of keep up on the wave. But here, Shera is just losing all his health and losing priority. So Pretender, he's playing a very good laning phase so far. And Solokill, he's actually going to be up CS on Kennen. I'm not sure if LJW just... Yeah, I guess he must have missed a lot of creeps because I don't think you're expecting that to happen in the Rangerous melee.
Definitely not. So you feel really good already as Frank.
Yeah, I mean, just the lanes are going great for yourselves.
Yeah, edging pretty much everywhere. Getting slight leads. Solokill as well. Does have jungler on bottom side, but happily playing weak side. As Kaiwing does find an engage here, it's going to be that wall which stops a lot of damage as Blaze tries to return some. Ultimately, trade again, even in this bot lane, is going in favor of Frank.
And just all across the board, slight CS leads coming out already. Rashi's gone for his base already, so he's got the Sheen. Will be matched here by Kenny Chan by 2 Ruby Crystals. And both junglers will be back on the map shortly and ready to pressure. Base forced out of Shera already, and the only thing he can buy is another... He buys a D-Blade and a refillable, which I think feels really bad.
Yeah, this is going terribly. He's going to look for something here. Actually, yeah, cancels that slide across and using the jump for damage. Flash forward, Pretender, 1 HP. Shera goes down. He's just too clean with the Pretender.
I'm not sure what to say. I mean, look, Pretender, he got out there, but I feel like Shera should have been in such a good position there. I think he should have saved the jump to chase after, get a few more autos, and then jump out after, but now LJW, he's being looked at in top lane.
Yeah, there is flashes available, but he does have his as well. There's actually just going to lose a lot of minions here.
Here's being zoned off. Kaiwing's up here.
Yeah, it's a whole brawl.
Braum's coming here too. Wow. League of Legends.
I'm almost surprised Pretender didn't just teleport top. It is going to be LGW. Oh my god, found by Kaiwing. Sorry, Kenny Chan is going to pick that one up, but it's Shera, it's Smurf, it's Arashi trying to find anything. Solokill does go down. It's Kenny Chan flashing forward. Flail will land, but not have the damage to kill Arashi. So it's 2 kills here found for Impunity. What a great answer.
Shera picking up a kill there, I think, is pretty big. He's going to replay all of this mid lane. So I think Shera, he punishes very well, just jumps immediately forward, blocks the E from Pretender. I think now you can jump to the side. There's no reason to jump on the spot. You shouldn't have to invest flash to chase. You can invest flash for the last auto. Ends up dying. I think Shera should have been able to just get a kill there. Unfortunately, he missed plays, and now Pretender is going to find himself with a massive lead. Shera got himself a kill, but he has no more items for now. It's still that D-Blade in the cult, now a lost chapter and a dagger. That's rough.
Yeah, this is looking scary. Kaiwing will find Braum here. Smurf has to get over that wall. It's going to have to commit flash.
Oh, wait a minute. But you could see he was thinking about flashing the wall there.
Yeah, that door was backwards.
Yeah, the voices were speaking to him there. Fortunately, they weren't loud enough and he didn't flash the wall.
I'm kind of surprised. I feel like he could have. Kaiwing maybe Hex flash follow. I don't know. Anyway, probably best not to after what we saw mid. Now, Solokill and LJW just brawling each other slowly. Nothing really happening as of yet. Merktred's picked up for Solokill though, so he should be really, really safe in this lane now.
And Shera is down 2 levels. He has no more sustain left. I mean, he's got the refillable, but it's not really enough. And he's going to be taking the pounding now in the mid lane. I want to see, does the dagger mean we're just...
Kaiwing.
Blaze.
Oh, Kaiwing has to be careful. Arashi is here. There is no flash on this Leona.
They want to invade this blue. I mean, they know Smurf's in base, so I think they can take this away. Arashi, the blue's just going to disappear before his very eyes. No mid prior, no bot prior. I mean, it does just go down, and Now look at mid, a 30 CS lead for Pretender. Pretty insane.
Oh, we got Killer Instinct used immediately here for Eminem. Blaze going to flash away. But ult for flash, definitely a good trade here for Frank.
Now looking at Kenny Chan. Dodges out nicely though. Doesn't look like first Dragon will be looked at here, and maybe instead we start looking towards the Herald. Really curious to see what Pretender's build's going to be. I wonder if he just bought this dagger and just wants to sit on it. If he wants to rush and Nashes with a chapter, it's something I've seen before. Or if maybe...
Do you go Berserker Greaves?
No, not normally.
Not anymore?
Okay, so it looks like he's just going to go chapter into Nashes, which is something I've seen before. I'm not sure it's the best Nashes game because there's not a lot of targets, so you're just going to sit there and DPS. But obviously Nashes is a very good item on Azir.
Yeah, Solo Kill having his way in this lane now.
He's getting some very nice trades for himself.
Okay. Herald started up. Arashi is on the correct side of the map, but Eminem's come up to join. So we've seen this before. You commit your AD, sure, you get the Rift Herald, but is it going to be worth? Blaze might be able to find himself more than enough gold in the bot lane to compensate.
I'm not sure he will.
Yeah, Eminem is going back down now, so it should be fine.
Yeah, it looks like Frank kind of just getting everything they want. They get a Herald basically for free, don't lose anything on the bot side. And take a look once again at that mid CS. It was 89 to 55. It's getting pretty ridiculous. And that Rift Herald, if used mid, could make it even worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Static Shiv Kaiser again. Not too surprising. Do have a lot of AP damage though.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there were an AD build Kaiser coming out, could be this game. Solokill, I think he's in trouble.
He might be, but he will be able to survive quite a long time against LJW at least. He's actually looking for the turnaround, but Arashi will drop the pole on him, and that is a kill found again for Impunity. Shira going in, Emperor's Divide comes out, as well as the Glacial Prison. Pretender finds himself a kill.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's found himself a kill or Shira just ran it down. I feel like jumping forward there is good. Bot lane skirmish though.
Tanking up forever. As Eminem now the target, will this Brawn passive be able to be landed? It is. It's a stunned up Kaiwing. Sorry, Eminem. Kaiwing's actually going to stun up Blaze as the Featherstorm will come out. Blade Caller doesn't do too much damage. This Leona is extremely tanky. Two-man Solar Flare. This should be smooth going down. Eminem does not hit the damage. Oh my goodness. This is unreal. The 1 HP survivals have just continued this game.
It was so close there, but now 6 turret plates picked up for Frank, 5 of which are in that mid lane. Take a look at Pretender's items, a Nashes and a Chapter compared to what is a Noon Quiver, I think, from Jared. And jumping forward, like you're always going to get ultied here. I think even if there's no jungler, this is still a losing 1v1 for you. So I'm not sure why he went for that. Maybe he just felt like he had to do something to get him off his tower, but feels like the mid CS is going to balloon out of control here.
Yeah, and finally we're seeing Azir. This is our first game of Azir, and it's, I mean, at least internationally, it's been a really high priority pick.
Yeah.
The fact it continues to go through drafts here at the PCS is almost concerning. But seeing Pretender pick it up here and pilot it this well is really nice, and it's good for the region as a whole, you have to feel. With obviously this split leading into Worlds, you want to know that your premier mid laners can play what is meta.
Yeah. I think we do have some good Azir players here in the PCS. Probably just haven't picked it up because the likes of Jace keep getting through. And Jace is pretty good up against Azir. Obviously, Azir can gank Jace, you know, with that the Emperor's Divide. But it's really, in the mid game, Azir struggles a lot against poke champs. And hold that thought, Soloco. He's being looked at top.
Is he gonna, teleport comes in. It's going to be Pretender answering with a teleport of his own. Massive heal from Solo Kill. Should keep him alive. And Pretender goes in. Smurf's going to be under the tower. Stunned up as Pretender. As Kaiwing arrives. Shira is running it down. And now it's LJW and Arashi just having to slowly limp away. Kenny Chan will be able to find them though. The flail comes in. It's LJW slowed up. And the 4-man unit of Frank should be able to find him as well.
Yeah, good luck, buddy. He's gone. Now 4-0 here is Pretender, and things absolutely bad to worse for the side of Impunity. I like the proactivity. I like looking at that 4-man dive, but Pretender with TP and Kaiwing literally in the wings there means they're punished very heavily for it. And I think it was pretty well executed from Pretender. We'll get a replay of it, but I think he played it very well. And now so far ahead of Impunity. Like I said, Frank, They come into this game 0-3, and they certainly have something to prove. TP
Shera?
instantly matched. Okay, I'm watching Shera.
This is obscene.
Okay, so the ult in is good for Pretender. He flashes out, and Shera, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. Look, he had a very good Tristana game the other day, but this was not it. He has been he's having a tough game, you know?
Yeah, the thing is, this game started so well for him. He could have had a first blood.
Yeah.
And then he jumped into, didn't jump, but he flashed into a tower, died. And then after that...
Towers are his weakness.
Yeah, at tower, just jumps into the Azir and dies. There's a little skirmish coming out here. Arashi is pretty tagged up. But yeah, Shera just really having a bad game here. And as you said, we've seen a really good game of Tristana from him. So perhaps just something not right today. Perhaps a bit too much juice.
It is one of those champs that is a lot easier to play from ahead than behind.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't really offer a whole lot from behind. Is very squishy. If you're ahead, though, can kind of jump forward with impunity.
Cyclone will be used, but as the Emperor's divided, he is happy to get away as Kaiwing lands another two-man solar flare.
Yeah, nice disengage there, and I believe this is now, what, 13 plates of 15 picked up for Frank?
Yeah, and 0 for impunity, so...
At only 14 minutes, they're 7,000 gold ahead. And that's the Frank that I like to see.
Yeah, I want to say, though, like, there is a bit different from last split, whereas I think in a game like this, they would have just gone for that 5-minute dragon. Whereas here, took to, like, the 11-minute mark, 10-minute mark is when they finally did it, so... A little bit different than perhaps last split, but... I mean, you can't complain. Pretender is extremely far ahead.
Yeah. And 2,300 gold in turret plates to 0, especially when you've got a Tristana and a Kennen. Those are the two champs that like to push their lanes, like to pressure towers. They haven't been able to do that whatsoever. And from minute 0 here, gold lead just has been in Frank's favor.
Yeah, I think you pretty much are going to struggle to ever fight unless you can get 2 items on both these 80 carries as well as onto Kennen. Then maybe you have an angle in a team fight. You do have a lot of setup. Xayah can do a lot of AoE damage, and especially when combined with Kennen Wukong. That can be an angle, but I think we've got a long way to go until the damage is really there to prove that.
Yeah. Herald has started up. Looks like top tier 1, not going to last too much longer. And Frank, I don't think they're going to be able to close this game out just yet, but the game is so heavily in their favor that Impunity, they're running out of options quick. And I'm not sure how they're going to get back into it.
Yeah.
Tend to even denying a couple extra. Okay. Herald just picked up.
Where do you put this? Mid? You think?
Yeah, I think just put it mid. Try and break that tier 2. Open up playing towards those other tier 2 towers. Mid lane CS is now 70. Pretty insane. Only 15 minutes.
I really am not too impressed with the AP Kai'Sa this game. I feel like you've got Leona and Sedge, so Merc Treads will pretty much be bought across the board.
Yeah.
And then with Azir and Sejuani and Leona is all magic damage. I feel like here in this game specifically, maybe AD Kai'Sa would have just been better. Smurf looking for an engage though. Glacial Fissure will land. Arashi does find a 2-man Cyclone as LJW looks for Eminem. Will find it. That's one going down. Pretender very low in the middle. He is going to find a double though. Is he going to be able to find more? He is quite low. Solo kill though is getting it done. The Xayah shouldn't be long for the world. In fact, the flash might just let him survive. Solo kill is not going to be happy, but will ultimately have to let that Xayah limp away, and it's a 2 for 2.
Yeah, I think Solo kill's flash was almost up there, but wasn't quite. Unfortunately, Blaze, he limps away on low health, and maybe Solo kill might be forced to flash.
Getting caught by that Q there. Winter's Bite may be a bit disastrous. He's finding a lot of damage, but he is going to go down, and now Kenny Chan should be able to pick up 1. Smurf out of mana. Likely to go down 2. Nope, it is okay to just walk away.
In the meantime, though, Pretender TP'd bot and took another tower. Now an 80 CS lead in that mid lane for him, and it's more than 10,000 gold lead for the side of Frank.
Yeah. So while the trade wasn't ultimately too bad, it was 3v3 in the extended trade, as we'll take a look back. Definitely favoring Frank.
I think if Impunity had committed more into Pretender instead of onto Eminem, I think they could have killed him. I think Kennen probably should have gone around and looked at Pretender, because Pretender ended up living here. So they could have got the shutdown, they could have probably kept their members alive. Instead, that kind of split target priority really cost them. Blaze, he was so low here, you thought he was kind of dead to rights, but Solokil's flash, it's not quite up. He got away.
Yeah. That refillable actually saving Blaze's life there. So,
yeah, not
good
often
usage
that
of that.
happens.
No, not at this stage of the game at least. And oftentimes when it does, it's like limping away from an ignite, but that was just straight up damage. It saved it, so nice by him to use it. A lot of people won't. But yeah. I think now though, Dragon has picked up. Pretender got that bot tower. The top tower also did go down. A lot of problems. Certainly not out of the woods here, our Impunity, but Frank looking good to be able to take this one. More poke will be landing here onto Blaze. Not happy about that. No lifesteal, so we'll just be sticking. Damn, Eminem's got aimbot.
Yeah, just hitting. Oh, he's going to hit another one.
This guy's on controller.
He just has absolutely no...
Oh my...
How does he keep
I'm
doing
ulting that. If I'm Eminem, I'm ulting in. I don't care if I die. That is my kill.
Dude, he's hit another one. What's this, like 5 or 6 in a row?
Yeah, that's 5, I think.
Oh, one goes wide. That one was pretty ambitious. Maybe he's aiming for the inhib.
Yeah.
They're going to try and break this tier 3, though, even without Baron.
Should be able to, you feel.
Oh,
Kaiwing, don't worry about breaking it. He's just going to go in, smooth. Getting stunned up. Actually, that W connecting almost puts him into lethal range. But it will just be the inhib tower. Eminem,
flank.
Arashi, I don't know about this, pal. Is going to get away. And that's actually Kaiserol used for nothing as Arashi running away, used as a cyclone. Man, that was a good clone. That clone really saved his life. That was like a 0.1 second until that clone wasn't going to go through and he was stunned up.
Yeah, it was very, very close. Credit to Frank, though. They managed to break that base open, which is very big. I think if you can ever break the base without using Baron, that almost always means you can end with the next Baron. Because normally you have to spend one just breaking the base open, and the second one actually cleaning it up.
Yeah.
But getting that so early feels very good. And Frank, I mean, they show no signs of slowing down.
Okay, so 40 seconds and Baron will spawn, and with Kaiser and Azir, you are just going to absolutely melt it, so...
Yeah.
I feel like the game is probably over in the next couple of minutes. See if Impunity can put together the absolute perfect wombo combo with their ultimates to even stand a chance in this game, but it does seem pretty unlikely, at least for now.
Yeah, they really have to find some sort of wombo combo with those ults, like you said. But it's so hard. I mean, the front line from Frank is so strong, and the back line has so much DPS.
That was a Divine Sunder Q onto the Sejuani, and it only just broke her jungle item shield.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. Now, looks like resets will come out of Frank. They want to play it a little safe. Don't feel the need to coin flip this Baron, but it shouldn't be too long before they set their eyes on it. Zhonya's now completed for Pretender. Literally no way to die now, I don't think.
Yeah, we see 2 Dark Seals on the squad as well, so...
You'll love to see it.
Again, I guess there is, in theory, chances. Pretender, if he does get stunned up and focused, might just be able to go down before he's able to pop that Zhonya's. But it's going to take the absolute perfect setup as well as a misplay from Frank to ever see that happening. Baron started up now. Pretender will have a lot of damage for this.
Yeah, they might just 2-mana. There's no real checking tools. There's no blue trinkets up. Nothing like an Ezreal or a Kaiser W to check, so this should just go the way of Frank.
Yep, 3k health, and this will just go over. Now, next game is trying to sort of... Oh,
smooth.
I didn't even see that happen, but another W lands. Eminem pretty consistent with that. Does use the killer instinct, pick himself up a kill, and now it should be the base going down.
Arashi, he's got himself a huge flank here.
Is spotted.
Yeah, and I don't think Impunity can hold on. There should be at least 2 inhibs, if not the game.
Yeah. Well, this is 2 inhibs already. Now, are they going to be able to keep pushing? That is a fairly sizable top wave.
Yeah,
actually,
I think
it's a massive top wave.
Yeah, I
as
think
well
they
as
should keep going.
mid-wave. Yeah, there's not really any wave clear. Xayah not at the point where she can wave clear consistently onto these Baron up minions. One tower's gone down. Glacial Prison does land onto Blaze here. Now, when will we see the fight? It's Arashi who initiates it, finds 3 with the Cyclone, and it's actually LJW finding a massive stun. Pretender 1 HP as Shearer's trying to find damage, but he's targeting Kaiwing, who will not go down. Triple kill for solo kill. It's Blaze and Smurf to try and save the game. Exhaust will be used. It's a quadra kill. Can we see its second pentakill on the same day? I feel like they're going to set it up. They're going to set it up. Will they get it? Who's going in first? Pretender has just lost his health bar. Oh, come on. Oh, there we are. The thumbs down. Solo Kill knows. They're giving it. They're giving it. Good guy, Smurf. But he's not giving it. He's not dying. Oh, my no.
Smurf's a good guy, but Solo Kill, he just lacks the damage.
Got a quadra kill and didn't have enough damage to take down the Braum.
Oh,
the
that's
story
sad,
of Solo
though.
Kill.
He was so close.
Yeah, well. I mean, what an absolute top lane clinic we've had today. Quadra kill, pentakill.
Yeah.
Oh, he's smitten with himself anyway. He's all right, that guy.
Yeah.
But importantly, Frank's first win, and it was an absolute devastation that they put onto Impunity.
I think kind of as expected, Frank, they come roaring out the gates, absolutely destroy Impunity. What were they up? Like 11k gold at 15 minutes or something?
Yeah.
It was something pretty absurd.
Some insane total.
Managed to get themselves 13 turret plates, and I think a lot of this really did just stem from the mid diff, right? Like that. What looked good for Sharon, I think should have been good for Sharon. Ends up as a solo kill for Pretender. He gets the plates in the 1v1, sets up for the Herald, and I think if you can ever take 2 plates mid 1v1 and get the Herald, that just means mid lane is getting blown open, and it always feels like once you lose mid tier 1, the side lanes aren't far behind it, and they're just